Today we will discuss the delay and loss in packet switched network. Okay, so if a packet wants to reach the destination from the source, that is, in the journey of that packet, it has to travel through a number of nodes, maybe some other routers also. Okay, so along this path, the packet may suffer different types of delays. What are the different types of delays? The first one is nodal processing delay and queuing delay, transmission delay, and propagation delay. All these delays are together known as total nodal delay. Okay, so a packet starts from its source and to the destination. So in that type, during that journey, the packet experience different types of delays. Okay, so here mainly we have four types of delay. What are they? Nodal processing delay, queuing delay, transmission delay, and propagation delay. All these delays are together known as total nodal delay. For example, when a packet, the source is the router A. So when a packet arrives at router A from the upstream node, router A examines the packet's header to determine the appropriate outbound link for the packet and then directs the packet to the link. Okay, suppose the outbound link is router B. So from a packet arrives at router A. Then when the packet arrives at router A, its headers are checked by router A in order to determine the outbound link, where to direct the packet. Okay, and it is found that the outbound link for the packet is router B. So that packet arrives at router A can be transmitted on a link only if there is no other packet currently being transmitted on the link and if there are no other packet preceding it in the queue. Okay, in two cases may occur, that is, one is the link which is to be the packet at router A is to be transmitted, maybe the link is busy, that is, the link may be transmitting or involved in transmission of some other packets. Okay, then the second case is there are so many packets are waiting in the queue which have arrived before the newly arrived packet. In these two situations, the packet has to wait. Okay, if the link is currently busy or if there are other packets already queued in the packet, there comes the delay. So first we see what is the nodal processing delay. Nodal processing delay is, it is the time required to examine the packet's header and determine where to direct the packet. Okay, when a packet arrives at a router, first the router checks the newly arrived packet's header in order to determine where to direct the packet. Okay, so the time required for that, okay, it has to determine the output link. So the time required for determining the output link. Also, the processing delay, it can also include the other factors such as the time needed to check for bit level errors in the packet that occurred in the transmitting packet's bits from the upstream node to the router A. Okay, so the bit level errors and the bit level errors, that is the that occurred from during the transmission from the upstream node to the router A, and also to the time required to check whether which is the output link. So these are known as the nodal processing delay. This mostly we are using the high speed routers, so the nodal processing delay is in the order of microseconds or less. So I hope you all clear with nodal processing delay. It is the time required to examine the header of a newly arrived packet to determine the output link. It is the time for the time required to check for the bit errors. These total delays are known as nodal processing delay. Okay, next we see the queuing delay. If there may exist a queue when a newly arrived packet comes, then before that a number of packets are in the queue preceding the newly arrived one. Okay, so it has to wait for the other packets are to be transmitted. So the queuing delay is it waits to be transmitted onto the link. The time taken, the packet experiences a queuing delay when it waits to be transmitted onto the link. The length of the queuing delay of a specific packet will depend on the number of earlier arriving packets that are queued and waiting for transmission across the link. Okay, how many packets have been arrived before the newly arrived one and the time for their transmission. Okay, if the queue is empty, that is, and no other packet is currently being transmitted, then our packet's queuing delay is 0. Queuing delays are also in the order of microseconds to milliseconds. So the queuing delay is the time for a packet to wait in the queue for transmission. Okay, so the time taken depends on the number of packets and their transmission rate. Okay, then the third one is transmission delay. Transmission delay, it is here we have the transmission delay, that is also known as store and forward delay. Okay, it is the time required to push all of the packet's bits into the link. Okay, suppose R is the link bandwidth and L is the packet length. Okay, the packet contains L bits. Clear? So from the beginning of the packet, the time taken to push all the bits. Okay, queuing delay stops when the transmission begins. ക്ലിയർ ആവുന്നുണ്ടോ? ഒരു പാക്കറ്റിൻ്റെ ഫസ്റ്റ് ബിറ്റ് ട്രാൻസ്മിറ്റ് ചെയ്യാൻ തുടങ്ങുമ്പോൾ ക്യൂയിങ് ഡിലേ മാറും. അത് കഴിഞ്ഞ് ആ പാക്കറ്റിൻ്റെ ലാസ്റ്റ് ബിറ്റ് വരെ ട്രാൻസ്മിറ്റ് ചെയ്യാനായിട്ട് എത്ര ടൈം എടുക്കുന്നു? ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് ദി ക്യൂയിങ് ഡിലേ. ക്ലിയർ ആവുന്നുണ്ടോ? So time to send bits onto the link, that is L by R. R is the link bandwidth and L is the packet length. So L by R is the the transmission delay. Okay, ഇപ്പോൾ നിങ്ങളൊരു ഇതിന് വേണ്ടി വെയിറ്റ് ചെയ്യാണ്. ഇപ്പോൾ ഫോർ എക്സാമ്പിൾ നമ്മൾ എവിടെയെങ്കിലും ഒരു പ്രോസസ്സിങ്ങിന് വേണ്ടി വെയിറ്റ് ചെയ്യും. നമ്മൾ ക്യൂവിൽ വെയിറ്റ് ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ നമുക്ക് ക്യൂയിങ് ഡിലേ ആയി. ഓക്കെ, അത് കഴിഞ്ഞ് നമ്മളുടെ ഒരു ബില്ലടയ്ക്കാൻ പോവുകയാണ്, അങ്ങനെയുള്ള എന്തെങ്കിലും പ്രോസസ്സ് ആണെന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ അവിടെ ചെന്ന് നമ്മൾക്ക് സർവീസ് കിട്ടിത്തുടങ്ങിക്കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ ഇപ്പോൾ നമ്മളുടെ ക്യൂയിങ് ഡിലേ അവസാനിച്ചു, വി ഗോട്ട് ദി സർവീസ്. അത് കഴിഞ്ഞ് ട്രാൻസ്മിഷൻ ഡിലേ എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് ആക്ച്വലി ആ സർവീസ് തുടങ്ങി ആ സർവീസ് കഴിയുന്നത് വരെ. ക്ലിയർ ആവുന്നുണ്ടോ? എത്ര സമയം നമ്മൾ അവിടെ സർവീസിന് വേണ്ടി നിന്നു, ട്രാൻസ്മിറ്റ് ചെയ്യാൻ എത്ര സമയം എടുത്തു ഫ്രം ദ ഫസ്റ്റ് ബിറ്റ് ടു ദി ലാസ്റ്റ് ബിറ്റ്, ദറ്റ് ഈസ് ദി ട്രാൻസ്മിഷൻ ഡിലേ. ആൻഡ് ദ നെക്സ്റ്റ് വൺ ഈസ് പ്രൊപ്പഗേഷൻ ഡിലേ. Okay, so the propagation delay is the time required to propagate from the beginning of the link to router B. Router A യിൽ നിന്ന് router B യിലേക്ക് propagate ചെയ്യാൻ എത്ര സമയം എടുക്കുന്നു? Okay, so the propagation delay depends on the physical medium of the link, that is its rate and the length of the packet. Okay, so the propagation delay is the distance between the two routers divided by the propagation speed. The propagation speed may vary for different types of media. Clear ആവുന്നുണ്ടോ? So the propagation delay is the distance between the two routers divided by the distance between two routers are divided by the propagation speed. If the distance is denoted by d and the propagation speed is denoted by s, then the propagation delay is d by s. It is the ratio of distance between two routers and the propagation speed. The propagation speed differs for different types of media. Okay, so the transmission delay is the amount of time required for the router to push out the packet. It is a function of the packet's length and the transmission rate L and R. On the other hand, the propagation delay is the time it takes a bit to propagate from one router to the next. So it is a function of distance between the two routers. It has nothing to do with the packet's length or the transmission rate. So these are the four types of delay, that is nodal propagation delay, then queuing delay, transmission delay, nodal processing delay, queuing delay, transmission delay and propagation delay. Okay. So here an example, here a cars propagate at 100 km per hour. Toll booth takes 12 seconds to service a car. Then how long you need the time to push the entire caravan through the toll booth onto the highway? 12 into 10, 120 seconds. Time for last car to propagate from first to second toll booth, 100 kilometers. So that is 100 by 1 hour, approximately 62 minutes. So this is a problem here, that is 10 cars are waiting at a toll booth, then when it reach the other toll booth. Okay, so this you can leave it. Then the queuing delay. Queuing delay is it is the ratio of L by R, but actually here we introduce another variant, that is A, which is the average packet rate. So that packet length multiplied by A. LA is the number of packets arrived at the time. Okay, LA by R. If LA by R is equal to 0, average queuing delay is small. LA by R, if it is less than 1, then delay become large. If it is less than then greater than 1, the delay becomes large. Greater than 1 aanannundengil, that is more work. Arriving can be serviced. Average delay is infinite. So in such case we have the packet loss. Okay, so packet loss is nothing but if the delay is queuing delay or the queue is full. Okay, in that case the buffer has no capacity to accommodate all the packets. So if there are no place to store such packets, the router will drop some packets. That is known as the packet loss. Okay, so this is all about delays and loss.